Welcome to Find Your Outdoors. I'm your host, Frank Willem. Well, this week we're down in Costa Rica once again on another man trip. Now, the plan was to go down there and fish the fads, which are some 100 to 150 miles offshore, but as often the case, plans change. We got down there and there were problems, and so luckily I was fishing with John Hairston and David Gross, who are accustomed to kind of rolling with the punches, and we went to plan B, no problem.
What is that, Dave?
That's a up mess.
Oh, whoa, what happened there? You can't touch that lever.
I didn't touch the lever.
I saw him hit the lever.
I've never seen
He
that
said,
in my
hey,
life.
Bubba, look.
You haven't seen
He
that.
said, look,
He's from the east.
look. I heard him say, hey, look at what happens when you hit this lever.
I got about 3 hours of sunlight.
Oh, what are you going to do with right side? Put it there? No, there everything on the big dog.
I'm getting those Dorados, Doc.
Just that one.
Dorado.
I think this is how man does it.
Got it. Frank, he was coming right at you. I hope you got that descent when he hit the water. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Coming up.
Dig him. Nice.
That's how man does it. Right here, right now.
Nice.
All right, get ready. Cut him loose. His tongue's out. Easy, cut him loose. Okay. See that cut?
Nice.
Got it, bud. The man. The man.
Right there,
Get in
John.
the boat. Throw it in the boat.
That's a marlin.
Now why are you bringing it in? I asked you to stay there. Okay. Lock it up.
You see that?
Lock it.
Marlin right here on the teeth.
Whoa, hold it there. Hold it. Hold it.
Don't have a heart attack, man. Not worth it.
What kind of marlin was that? Did you see? Blue?
We just enjoyed a fresh-made breakfast. Sun's just coming up over the horizon. 30 seconds ago, we were deciding what the rotation would be for the day, and Frank very kindly offered for me to take the first rotation on the starboard side of the boat. I said, okay, that'll be fine. And that side of the boat hooked up a Dorado immediately. Very nice of Frank to be such a gentleman, just to put me on the first fish of the day. We literally just finished putting out the spread. I'm not even sure we had all the spread out. No, we don't. We only had the flats out. Hooked up that early. I think that Dorado is somewhat upset to be on the boat at the moment.
I would think so.
Well, the weather's
Comments?
perfect.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
He caught
Dinner.
a Mike.
Caught dinner.
He caught a chicken dolphin, 25 pounds.
First fish of the day before 8:30.
And
Or 6:30.
You guys were kind enough to give me this spot, and you immediately hooked up. That was nice. That was nice. Well, we don't have fresh water. My God, we got good fish.
You're just a my catching machine, man.
Dorado machine. I'm finding my Dorado outdoors.
Can we call you Mr. Mike?
I like Mr. Dorado better.
Okay.
Sounds a little bit more, you know.
I'll get back to you. I need a fish, is what I think. I need my second sail. Right here, right now. I gotta get back in the money.
Pretty fish, pretty fish.
a big, somewhat silvery green mahi with a very huge dorsal fin.
When I saw it jump, it looked just like a mine. I was saying it's a sail. Sail? All right, looks like Frank's got the catch of the day on, and what do we have here? What do we have?
Oh!
Wah, wah, wah.
First meeting of the day.
Any commentary you'd like to have about that there, Frank?
It was a hard fight, but I did. What can I say?
I say good morning from the tuna trap, Costa Rica. I'm finding my outdoors.
This is the what fish of the day, Dave?
This is numero uno,
On day one.
Dorado.
On day one.
Day 3. He's coming up now. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. Number 1, day number 3. Number 1, day number 3. Finding your outdoors.
One more fish point.
David, this is the first double sail of the trip for our boat. How do you feel about it?
I'm finding my outdoors.
Your what?
I'm finding my outdoors.
What did you say?
I'm finding my outdoors!
Hey Frank, any comment about our first double sail of the trip?
Incredible! We have found our outdoors and it's right here. Look at that. Hotfish. All right. Done deal.
Yes, sir.
Later, touch that later. Codfish. Let's see if we can get a shot. Any words about what just went down?
This was great. Double hookup here in Costa Rica. Dave?
David, can you tell us what's going on?
I'm busy. Mitch and I are busy.
We have a fish on. We're not sure exactly what it is. There he is. It's a silk. It's a silk. Caught. Codfish.
We just found our outdoors.
We did. Last fish on the last day, David. What do you have to say?
Unbelievable. A sunset hookup.
I see it.
Let's get you to do this, John.
Here he comes. There he is.
Get it! Get it! Oh! My God!
Fish.
Oh my God!
A sunset fish.
Oh,
there, baby.
Mitch! You
Good job, Cap. Good job, guys.
Good job, guys.
nice.
Let's take a
Good
look.
job.
Oh.
Good job.
See if we got anything.
Welcome back to the road to the Conference USA Championship, presented by the First Bank. I'm Wes Martin here with Tim Bennett. Tim, coming off the heels of your press conference, the First Bank officially announced that they're the 2019 title sponsor for the Conference USA Championship. You had a great press conference this week. Speaking of the first, for the first time since 2006, Western Kentucky's Jake Sanford is the two week in a row hitter of the week for Conference USA. Tim, we talked about, a few weeks ago, Western Kentucky, keep an eye out for them. They've climbed the ranks. They're now number 2 in conference play behind the bat of Jake Sanford. What do you see in Western Kentucky?
They've been consistent pretty much all year with what they do well. But when you got a guy like Jake Sanford in the lineup, how can you not be consistent? I looked at some numbers. Every week you have thousands of at-bats. So to be the batter of the week in Conference USA, which is known for its baseball, just one time is great. But to do it twice is outstanding.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, he is a hot bat right now. Just a few stats. Over the month of March, he batted .411. He's second in the nation as far as home runs, 15 home runs so far halfway through the season, and batting 600 over a 3-game stretch this past week, hitting 5 home runs in those 3 games. So he's a hot bat to look out for. You mentioned Florida Atlantic. They've got the pitcher of the week in Mike Ruff. He was in a pitching duel against FIU, 11 strikeouts and a 1-0 win, so he's looking pretty hot at FAU as well.
Yeah, I continue to be impressed with Florida Atlantic. They seem to be just chugging right along. USM, the only thing that I would say concerns me about USM right now, Wes, if you look at their hitting. Now, I'm not going to say their hitting is abysmal, but, they're number 7 in the league in hitting, but number 1 in pitching. So right now, if I'm Scott Berry, I'm making sure that my pitchers stay healthy, and I'm having my pitchers talk to my hitters a little bit and tell them to pick it up.
Yeah, it seems like they always find a way to get it done. As you mentioned earlier in the season, they started off a little slow. You said Coach Scott Berry wasn't going to show all of his cards.
That's right.
He's kept a few aces in the hole. They've got a good pitching staff, got to get the bats going. But looking at their overall record, they've got number 1, number 2 best record overall, and they've only dropped 2 games in conference play. So they should continue to make up that ground as the season goes on.
Absolutely, and I don't want to be overly critical with USM. We're right here in USM territory, and a lot of people like to hear what is really going on. I don't want to be overly critical of what they're doing on the field because they're doing a great job. What they're doing right now is probably more important than batting and pitching. They're playing as a team. They're finding a way to win, and when you look at their record, they're number 3, arguably number 2, with Western Kentucky having 1 tie. So they're really doing well as a team. Don't get me wrong. They're doing great as a team. But when we look at where is there room for improvement, mostly in the category of hitting. They continue to do well in pitching. If they can keep that together and the bats come around, they're going to be just fine. I'm looking forward to the tournament. I think it's going to be a great tournament. Again, Florida Atlantic just continues to look good. Louisiana Tech, you can't count those guys out either. So, Conference USA is known for its baseball. And when you start looking at the individual players and then the teams as a whole, once again, they're representing for the country. They're doing great Conference USA baseball.
That's right, Tim. So we're excited for the Conference USA Championship coming up in about 6 weeks. Speaking of the championship, we've talked about the tournament passes that are on sale. This is the ticket book, $100. That's a $225 value, all 15 games. You can get them right now at overtimesportsbiloxi.com. That's all we have this week on the road to the Conference USA Championship, presented by the First Bank. I'm Wes Martin here with Tim Bennett. Join us next week on Find Your Outdoors TV.
So another great Costa Rica trip and another successful man trip. Stay tuned next week for another great episode of Find Your Outdoors.